Well, it's a tad bit late, but welcome to the Friday Q&A, even though it is Saturday. This is Q&A number 7 here at the Wrestling Unlimited Facebook group page and YouTube channel. And if you want questions answered in a future Q&A video, they occur every Tuesday and Friday. Just go to the Facebook page and comment to the status that asks for your questions. Very simple. So let's kick it off. I decided to not do a theme this week because I really couldn't think of one. Tuesday's Q&A will be unthemed, and then the Friday Q&A will be a Brock Lesnar themed Q&A. Christopher Rubio with a couple of questions. After Cena Owens round 3 at Battleground, what will they do with Owens? See, the question that you just asked would be a lot easier to answer if Kevin Owens loses. See, if Kevin Owens loses the match at Battleground, it's pretty obvious where he's going to go. He's either going to go straight back down to NXT, or he's going to get stuck in the mid-card. Now, if he wins his match against John Cena, and as a result wins the feud against John Cena, that's a good question to ask. Where does the WWE go with Kevin Owens? Especially considering that you've already won the feud against the top guy of the company. So, where do you go from here now that you've already been skyrocketed to the top? Do you immediately send him after the championship? Do you immediately send him after Brock? I still think it's going to take some time until we get to that part. But that's a good question. Where do they go with Kevin Owens after this? Even a bigger question, where the hell do they go with Cena? I mean, what does Cena do after this if somehow Kevin Owens beats him at Battleground? It's a good question, too. Will Lana become a wrestler to face off against Summer Rae? Yeah, but probably not in a one-on-one match. I would probably think it's probably going to be a mixed tag match involving Ziggler and Rusev when Rusev comes back. Will anyone side with Paige to take out the Bellas and Alicia Fox? You know what? It's the Divas. I don't care. Are you interested in Tough Enough, and who will win? No, I'm not interested in Tough Enough, and the reason why I'm not interested in Tough Enough is because what the hell is the benefit of winning Tough Enough? I mean, let's look at a couple years ago when they decided to bring back Tough Enough. Cameron, who was the first person eliminated, is under contract, and the winner of Tough Enough that year was released from WWE 2 weeks later. And you look at the past when guys like Daniel Puder won Tough Enough. Where was his career? You know, Ryback competed in one of those Tough Enoughs, and he had a more successful career than the winners. That's really sad. So, you know, there's really no point of Tough Enough because the winners have nothing to gain from it. And it completely eliminates the purpose of NXT. Why do you have a show to determine the next great WWE star in Tough Enough when you already have a show/roster full of guys that are proclaimed as the future of the WWE? It just completely eliminates the purpose, in my opinion. When will Samoa Joe debut in the WWE? Well, technically he has, but if you're talking about the main roster, who's to say that he does? Honestly, because once you put him on the main roster, what the hell are you going to do with him? I mean, if you came to me a couple years ago and asked me that same question of what will they do with Samoa Joe if he ever became a WWE superstar and was put on the main roster, I would have given you many different options. Put him against Daniel Bryan, put him against CM Punk, put him against John Cena. But today, it's like, you know, Samoa Joe's a lot older, and Cena's a lot older. The main roster's very limited. You know, I think that now Samoa Joe's only purpose is to put some guys over. I don't think they're going to do anything big with him. I honestly don't. But will he debut on the main roster? Maybe, but I don't know where they would go with him. Walter Main, fuck, marry, kill, Awesome Kong, China, and Nicole Bass. Oh my god, you suck. Oh, man. Alright, way to ruin my life with this question. No, I'm not going to either fuck or marry the porn star. So I'm going to kill China. I'll fuck Awesome Kong and marry Nicole Bass. Because if you marry Nicole Bass, you really just, you don't have to have sex with her or anything like that. So I'll marry her. And, I guess I have a thing for black women. I don't know. I guess it just goes like that. I don't want to know where China's been. I already know where China's been, and I don't like it. Nicole Bass is obviously the least good-looking of the three, but that's not really saying much. So I would probably marry her because, once again, we don't have to do anything, and I guess Awesome Kong just goes in the fuck category. I don't know. Same question: Bastion Booger, Viscera, or Yokozuna? It's gonna be one of those Q&As today. Next question: Trish, Lita, or Stacy? Fuck Stacy, marry Trish, and unfortunately kill Lita. You know, Lita's just kind of the odd person out. You know, she's good looking, but no. I would love to just, you know, I would love to have Stacy Keibler for one night and one night only, and I would love to call Trish Stratus my wife. I would absolutely love it. Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Emma. Easily, without a shadow of a doubt, I would kill Emma. I would probably fuck Becky, marry Sasha, and then Stephanie McMahon, Dixie Carter, or Paige. Oh my god. You cannot get any easier than this. You fuck Dixie Carter, money. You marry Stephanie McMahon, money. You kill Paige, no redeeming qualities, absolutely none, period. That's it. That's all. Honestly. And I marry Stephanie for a couple of reasons. Obviously, the most important is money. The second most important is she looks fantastic. And, you know, maybe I can somehow get a corporate job in the WWE. Trying to change things over there. What is the biggest dream match of all time? Could go a couple different ways. Austin Hogan. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, we got that tag match involving Austin and Hogan. A tag match is not a one-on-one match. Period. Austin Hogan would be one. Rock versus Shawn Michaels would be one. Undertaker's, even though it's happened before, Undertaker Cena at a WrestleMania. Preferably at a WrestleMania. That's one match that we should have got that we never did. And that's a shame considering now the streak is over. So even if they ever tried to do that match again, it would be pointless. Who else? It's a good question. Maybe like Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose versus somebody like AJ Styles. You know, bring someone from TNA/ROH in there. Why not? Maybe not the biggest dream match of all time, but that's one of them. But I think that, to answer your question fully, the biggest dream match of all time that I think we never got that we should have would have been Austin versus Hogan. Worst product, 1995 or 2015? Well, to be fair, I was born in 95, so I wouldn't remember everything that happened back then. I've been hearing from reviewers and friends that were around for that time that the product was the god-forsaken shit, and I shouldn't have watched that. But by default, I'm going to have to go 2015. If I was around during 1995, or if I had the passion to go back and watch every single episode of Raw and every pay-per-view from 1995, then I will. But I don't, so I'll go 2015. Wrestlers that fans love that you didn't, and vice versa. Oh, here's a great one. Paige. I don't get the love for her. I don't. The entire internet community loves her. A lot of my friends love her. I cannot get behind her. In terms of looks, in terms of wrestling ability, in terms of anything. You know, I see so many people on the internet posting nudes of her and posting other pictures of her. She's not hot. I'm sorry. She's not. It's my opinion, guys. Like, really. And don't bash me because I have one, because everybody has one. Wrestler that fans love that you didn't, I just answered that. And wrestlers that I love that fans didn't. It's a really good question. Here's a better one. Although I didn't particularly love him, but I did think that he was good enough for this spot. I'll say Roman Reigns, especially at the time that Roman Reigns was, winning the Rumble, then facing Bryan, and then going to WrestleMania. You know, I saw the entire internet community completely just turn their back on Roman Reigns. The fans turned their back on Roman Reigns. And here I was, just saying, you know what? Why can't you just give him a shot? So, there's a good example. I mean, especially going into that Bryan match at Fastlane, it's like everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to win. Why would you want Daniel Bryan to win? He had his chance last year, and then he got injured. And then look at him this year. Like, why would you give him that spot, and then, he gets injured again? So, Bryan had his spot, and this year was Reigns' chance. And he got the spot. He got the match. Did he win? No. But he got it. It was a great match. Great finish. So why are you freaking whining about it? I don't get the hate for Reigns. You want somebody new. You want somebody different. And then you bash the one person that WWE throws in there to give you something different. You people just don't know what you want. Tyler Baumler, what would you do for a Klondike bar? I would move directly on to the next question. Alec Costoval finishes the Q&A with a total of 10 fucking questions. Thanks a lot. Do you think Enzo and Cass can transfer well on the main roster? Well, the tag team division on the main roster is irrelevant, so, I mean, I guess. If they get television time, then sure, but they're just going to be thrown randomly into the mix like the entire tag team division is. Who will be the next to turn heel? I still have money on Reigns. I have more money on Reigns than I do Ambrose. Yeah, there you go. Why do I hate Dana Brooke so much? Everybody's got their favorites. I mean, everybody's got their favorites, and you just particularly don't like her, so it's your opinion. I haven't watched enough of her to give an opinion of whether or not I like or love or hate her. So when I do watch NXT on a consistent basis, I will give you my thoughts on Dana Brooke. Will Blue Pants ever sign full-time to NXT? Please don't bash me for saying this. I have no idea who that is. I'm being completely honest. Will Sandow ever be used properly again? Should I answer this in a sarcastic way, or should I answer this, like, in a regular way? I'll go sarcastic first. Yeah, he'll get used properly, when the cow jumps over the moon and when pigs fly. But in all seriousness, will he ever get used properly? I don't see it. I mean, you've done everything you can to phase away from his old heel character to this goofball face character, and why do all of that just to turn him back? It just doesn't make sense. Will Cesaro ever get the push that he deserves? Again, great question. But again, I don't see anything in the past that brings you to that thought or conclusion. You know, I think that there's a guy that should have gotten some sort of a push. You know, if you were going to have Reigns win the Rumble in 2015, have Cesaro win Money in the Bank in 2014, or have him win Money in the Bank in 2015. Or have the final two in the Rumble be Reigns and Cesaro. But you've done so much you can to de-emphasize Cesaro after he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal that I don't envision him getting a shot again. I really don't. I mean, if you look at this Beast in the East card that I just watched some of it this morning because it's now Saturday. And, you know, Cesaro, of all people that he could face, faces Diego. You know, Diego. Where is Diego relevant in the WWE? And most importantly, they thought so much of Cesaro that they didn't even put him on the actual main show. It's sad. I thought that really when WWE had made the decision to have him win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, that he was going to skyrocket up. And then they put him with Paul Heyman, and it just went downhill from there. So, will he ever get the push he deserves? I hope so, but I see nothing in the past that proves that he could, should, or will. Why was Heath Slater the one kept out of 3MB? I read the question wrong. I'm sorry. Why was Heath Slater the one kept out of 3MB? Okay, I get it now. You know, you gotta keep some form of a jobber, and Heath Slater is a bona fide jobber. Why do I have so many questions? That's a great question. Thank you. Especially considering, like, I don't get many questions, so it's good to see that even if it's just from one person, that I can get a good 8, 9, 10, maybe even 11 or 12 questions from somebody. So thank you for the questions. Please keep them up. Like, I don't care how many you give me. As long as you give me some. I don't want you to just give me 1 or 2. I want you to give me, like, 6, 7, 8. And, you know, it's sad, too, because I get the same 3, 4, 5 people that send me questions, and they all send, like, one question. I don't want just one question. You know, then it'll be a boring Q&A that'll be done in, like, 5 minutes. Like, this Q&A right now, I'm going through... This is the 8th question out of your 10. I'm already 18 minutes and 5 seconds into this video. So, this is why I want more questions. I want something more to talk about. I want to expand better. So, thank you for that. And keep them up. I want more questions from you guys. Will WWE ever change from PG, or are they here to stay? You know, hold on. God. You know, it would have to get to a point where the ratings got so bad that would be their last resort, is to try to change the rating. But the PG era is here to stay. Sorry. For the time being, at least. Since ROH has a nationally broadcasted show, will they ever be able to compete with WWE? Oh, that first part of the question. And does TNA have one foot in the grave, or will they survive? There's the $64,000 question. The first part of your question, will ROH ever be competition to WWE? They are on Destination America, so the answer is automatically no. And does TNA have one foot in the grave? Yes. They've pretty much dug their own grave when they decided to leave Spike TV for that dump channel of Destination America. Will they survive? Probably, but for really how long? No, they'll be in the grave very soon, sooner rather than later. I'm shocked that they're not closed by now. Especially considering the content that they've put on their shows as of late. I mean, it's just bad. It's bad. You know, you completely wasted an entire pay-per-view. Instead of building up to the big show, You use the big show to build up to an impact that only half of America is going to watch, and only a limited audience internationally is going to watch. So you've pretty much dug your own grave by doing that. And some of their booking decisions over the last couple of years, not even weeks or months, years, have caused me to believe that they're just digging their own grave. So they will be gone soon, I think. And that's all I pretty much have to say. Thank you so much for asking your questions. I'll be back on Tuesday with more. Thanks a lot. See you guys later.